Hi, I'm Simi Pasha and you're watching Good News Today, our special series where we bring you stories of hope and change. This is our initiative to showcase positive stories because we believe news needn't always be bad. As allegations of an unholy nexus between the sand mafia and the state administration of Tamil Nadu gather steam, there is a small village of just 300 families that managed to put the brakes on encroachment on its agricultural land. What these people did was to donate the bribe money given to them by the land mafia to the Chief Minister's relief fund, leaving the administration red-faced. Take a look.
Kalathur village in Arakkonam Taluk is home to more than 300 families. Agriculture is the main source of earning for the people here. Palla river bed acts as the main source of sustenance for them. Therefore, protecting it from mindless sand quarrying is directly linked to their livelihood interests. But sand mafia, with abetment from authorities, wanted to construct sand quarry in Kalathur.
நாங்க ஓட மாட்டோம் ஒரே ஒரு புடி மண்ணு கூட ஓட மாட்டோம் நாங்க உயிரை கூட விடுவோம் நாங்க வர மாதிரி இல்ல.
The villagers say the quarry will reduce groundwater levels, impacting both drinking water supply and water for irrigating their crops.
தூர்ல பூனின்ற கிராமத்துல பூனின்ற ஏரியால மணல் குவாரி முடிய போகுது. அது முடிஞ்ச உடனே களத்தூர் சங்கரன்மாடி ஏரியால மணல் குவாரி நடக்க வரப்போகுது. அதனால மணல் கொள்ளையர்கள் எங்கள் கிராமத்தில் முக்கியமான ஒரு 20 பேர்கிட்ட ஊர் தலைவர், கவுன்சிலர், வார்டு மெம்பர் எல்லார்கிட்டையும் பணம் கொடுத்து அவங்க மூலிமா எங்களாண்ட பேசி மக்களை வேலைக்கு வாங்குறதுக்காக அவங்கள ரெடி பண்ணாங்க.
All 300 families have been protesting against setting up of the quarry for the last 18 months. And as a result, most of the protesting villagers have cases booked against them by the police.
The contractor, Mr. Karikalan, he is trying to use all illegal means to obtain sand mining permits here in the village. And the district administration is colluding with the sand mafia. They have booked so many cases against these villagers. Around 350 of the villagers have been booked against various cases for the past 1.5 years.
So the sand mafia did what they do usually, bribe the villagers to silence the opposition to the project. 2.18 lakh rupees was paid as bribe to the villagers. But what the Kalathur residents did next surprised the mafia.
They first met the district revenue officer to hand over the bribe money. When the official refused them, saying he did not have the authority to accept it, the villagers decided to send it to the Chief Minister's relief fund. They drew 5 demand drafts for the entire amount and sent them to the state secretariat through speed post. The idea behind sending the money to Tamil Nadu government is both to embarrass the state that has been supporting the mafia instead of people and to put an end to the anti-people policies pursued by the establishment. And that's the topmost good news for all of us. With camera person Daniel Srisha Reddy in Chennai for Headlines Today.
You don't always have to wait for governments to construct roads and build bridges. Sometimes community initiatives can also make a huge difference. Here's a story about a group of locals from Saran in Bihar who built a bamboo bridge to solve their traffic woes.
People living in Saran district in North Bihar had to travel approximately 80 kilometers to reach Patna. This would become a tiring journey while crossing the Gandhi Setu. The bridge would always be overcrowded and often its 7-kilometer stretch could only be crossed in 10 to 12 hours. However, this is a thing of past now. The distance today has been reduced to 15 kilometers, thanks to the villagers of Shankarpur who have constructed a temporary bridge over River Ganga, reducing the traffic load on Gandhi Setu considerably.
आपको भी तो मालूम होगा मतलब गांधी सेतु पे कितनी जाम लगती है। उस पुल बन जाने से इतनी ज्यादा समय की बचत और पैसे की भी बचत हो रही है। सबसे बड़ी चीज है कि समय की बचत होती है, अपने शेड्यूल पर कोई भी काम कर सकता है।
आमतौर पर दिगवारा से पटना की दूरी करीब 60 किलोमीटर की है, तो यहाँ से अगर पटना जाना हो तो कितना?
सर यहाँ पे दूरी की नहीं होती, टाइमिंग की होती है। वहाँ से वहाँ कोई ठीक नहीं है कि दिगवारा से पटना कितने घंटे में पहुंचेंगे। यहाँ से तो कुछ मिनटों में पहुंच जाते हैं पटना दानापुर।
मेन तो जाम है, सबसे बड़ी बात है। अगर रास्ता के मामले में तो यहाँ आने में कोई खास दिक्कत है नहीं, और ये नजदीक हो गया काफी हम लोगों को, और वो जाम से निजात पा गए तो जल्दी हम लोग अपना काम करके वापस रिटर्न हो जाएंगे।
2 व्हीलर से 10 रुपए बहुत लगता है, मिनिमम है?
नहीं, ऐसा देखिए मिनिमम तो बिल्कुल है। अगर इतना हम लोगों का मान लिया कि 60 किलोमीटर का अगर बचत होता है तो आप सोच सकते हैं कि 10 रुपए तो कुछ मायने नहीं रखता उसके आगे।
But it wasn't easy to build this bridge. Villagers struggled to raise fund.
इसमें खर्चा हम लोग 6,10,000 रुपये हो गया है पर दिन। हम लोग 40 दिन चाहे 39 दिन अपने भी 10 दिन हम लोग मेहनत किए, और गांव नगर के बीच 2-4 आमदी को नोनिया बिल जो था उसको पकड़ करके हम लोग मेहनत करवाए खखन में। वही चीज हुआ है, लगाए हम लोग सोचे कि इसमें से ठीक है कुछ सुलझ जाए। कुछ हर तरह पर ठीक ही चल रहा है, कुछ लोग दे रहे हैं, कुछ लोग नहीं भी देते हैं।
It took 39 days to build this bridge with sand-filled gunny bags and bamboo. Since it has opened to the public in January, each day approximately 1,000 bikes and more than 100 four-wheelers use it. Locals have fixed a rate card for using the facility of this 200-meter long bridge. While they charge ₹10 for two-wheelers, it's ₹100 for the four-wheelers. And nobody complains.
हम लोग ऐसे 10-20-50 आदमी बैठक हुए तो दिक्कत हो रहा था, तो सोचे लोग कि इसको चाली उली बना के हम लोग हर वक्त के लिए नाव से दिक्कत हो जा रहा था, तो हम लोग सोचे कि इसको भर उड़ के नौरी छोड़ के हम लोग बना देंगे तो अच्छा सुविधा हम लोग को हो जाएगा। हर वक्त नाव से कभी है नाव कभी न है, कोई के रात हो गया तो बड़ी दिक्कत हो जाता था कि फोन के तो कुछ सुविधा चला तो कहूँ करके बोला चले। यही सब सोच उच कर मान ली कि हम लोग इसमें काम करके बना दिए इसको।
This temporary bridge that has been constructed by a group of 10 people has come as a big relief for people who are travelling from Digwara to Patna. The distance to Patna has been cut short by more than 45 kilometers. This is Rohit Singh in Digwara in district Saran for Headlines Today.
Have you noticed that over the last few years, sparrows have suddenly disappeared from our homes, courtyards and neighborhoods owing to extensive construction and afforestation in our towns and cities? But would you want the little creature to disappear forever? Here's a story of a young man who's doing his bit to save sparrows.
House sparrows were common birds frequenting our neighborhood till a few years ago. Mobile tower radiation, high rises and rapid urbanization has forced them away. Mohammad Dilawar was determined to change this. Starting out as a volunteer at the grassroots level, conducting surveys and creating awareness about conservation. He today encourages people to adopt nests and bird feeders, bringing happy chirping sparrows back in the neighborhood.
Because until unless we get the citizens involved, we will not be able to make a great difference. To achieve this, over the past 10 years, we have initiated a lot of functional conservation initiatives like the Adopt Nest Box and Bird Feeder Scheme, where people can directly create habitats for sparrows.
This ecologist and conservationist has started a movement, and gradually more and more people are joining hands with him.
We came across Mohammad Dilawar, who is going ahead with Nature Forever Society, and he told us that these are the feeders and nest boxes which would help to bring the sparrows back to your home. So we went ahead with it. We installed the feeders and the nest boxes. After some time, like as the sparrows had become less, after some time they started coming back. It took some time for them, but they definitely came back, and now there are quite a few sparrows around here.
He initiated the celebration of World Sparrow Day on 20th March for the first time in 2009. and today it is observed across 30 countries in the world. Dilavar these days is busy working on the Common Bird Monitoring of India, which will help in monitoring of 8 common bird species of the country. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
The Uttarakhand floods of 2013 left a trail of death and destruction. Thousands were killed and lakhs went missing. Even as families grieved the loss of their loved ones, a few of them were pleasantly surprised by the sudden reappearance of their family members. Here's a ground report.
This is Pushkar Singh. Born and brought up in the Rudraprayag area, he knows this terrain like the back of his hand. Yet he was lost. An employee with a pharmaceutical company in Mumbai, Pushkar was on Kedarnath Yatra during those fateful days of devastating Uttarakhand floods of 2013. For the past 2 years, while he struggled on his own to recover, his family members searched for him relentlessly. Government declared him dead, but they believed otherwise. Pushkar was spotted by his brother in Srinagar of Pauri Garhwal district.
भाई तो मुझे जो है कि रुद्रप्रयाग बाईपास रोड पे मिले, केदारनाथ वाली रोड पे, और मैं अगस्त्यमुनि को जा रहा था, तो मैंने भाई को देखा, फिर गाड़ी पे बैठा के जो है कि अगस्त्यमुनि भाई की दुकान पर लेके गया, फिर जो है भाई उनको लेके गया.
Father of 2, Pushkar lost his memory and his ordeal has taken a physical toll on him as well.
पूरा कांप रहा है और रोज को डॉक्टर ने कहा 3 साल तक इसका ट्रीटमेंट चलेगा, और उसके पैर में भी फ्रैक्चर हो रखा है, वो हड्डी मांस के साथ जुड़ गई है और ऑपरेशन करना पड़ा उसको.
But the good news is, this man has been found because his loved ones believed in his existence and never gave up hope or efforts to locate him.
Now to the story of a young boy from Kolkata who has designed and created a drone literally from scrap. Subhanjan Saha created this flying machine after his uncle was killed in a deadly terror attack, and he hopes that one day it will be inducted into India's armory for counter-terror operations. Take a look.
It's a drone built with scrap metal, pieces of plastic and cheap Chinese-made contraptions. But it packs enough power to fly 10 km at a stretch at a height between 5,000 to 10,000 feet and take clear ground photographs with a high-resolution camera to instantly relay them back to its operator. Its creator is no BTech graduate. Shubhanjan Saha is a student of computer science.
जब मैं BSc फर्स्ट ईयर में था, उस टाइम पे मैं ये सब बहुत इंस्ट्रूमेंट जो भी इसमें लगता है, जो मिनिमम लगता है एक फ्लाइंग मशीन तैयार करने में, मैंने वो सब एकदम जुगाड़ कर लिया. तो उसके बाद मैंने जो ये एयरक्राफ्ट है या फिर क्वाडकॉप्टर है, जो भी हेलीकॉप्टर है, ये सब तैयार करने में प्रॉब्लम मुझे एक चीज़ हुआ कि मुझे कोई गाइडेंस नहीं था. मैं कंप्यूटर साइंस ऑनर्स एकदम मैं अपने BSc फर्स्ट ईयर में था, तो उस टाइम में एयरोनॉटिक्स में मेरे पास ना कोई सर था, ना कोई गाइडेंस था, कुछ भी नहीं था. तो मैंने आज तक जो भी मैंने सीखा वो मैंने अपने एक्सपीरियंस से सीखा. यानी कि मैंने एक मॉडल तैयार किया, वो टूट गया, तो वो क्यों टूटा, यही जो क्वेश्चन है, यही आज मुझे इस मुकाम पे लेके आया.
Shubhanjan's uncle died prematurely in a terrorist attack on a border security force posting. It made his resolve stronger to find a way out to use his innovation for defense purposes.
मेरा एक अंकल था एक्चुअली, वो BSF में काम करता था. तो 2013 के 14 अगस्त उनका देहांत हो गया. एक्चुअली वो हुआ था वो टेररिस्ट अटैक की वजह से. तो टेररिस्ट जो थे वो पहाड़ के ऊपर से थे, करगिल सेक्टर में वो एक्चुअली उस टाइम पे थे. तो जो टेररिस्ट था वो ऊपर से वो गोली ऊपर से वो चला रहे थे. तो नीचे जो इंडियन आर्मी था उनको कुछ दिखाई नहीं दे रहा था. तो इस वजह से उनको कुछ दिखाई भी नहीं दिया। आई थिंक कि उस टाइम में ऐसा हुआ था कि कोई हेल्पलेस हो जाता है, तो मैंने ये सोचा कि अगर इंस्टेंट कोई ऐसे फ्लाइंग मशीन होता वहाँ पे जो इंस्टेंट वहाँ पे एक ओवरव्यू भेज सकता है, यहाँ पे कहाँ पे कौन है, कोई जो इस टाइप की जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है, अगर ऐसा कोई फ्लाइंग मशीन होता जो ये सब सेंड कर पाता, तो आई थिंक उस टाइम पे मेरे अंकल बच सकते थे।
When he knocked on the doors of DRDO for finance, it drew no response. Hindustan Aeronautics turned him down for a lack of a BTech degree. The 22-year-old technopreneur took to social media, and with help from NGO, he is now trying to improve the capacity of his drone.
अभी जो मैं इसके ऊपर डेवलप कर रहा हूँ ये है कि ये पूरा ऑटोनोमस है, यानी कि इसको उड़ाने के लिए किसी की ज़रूरत भी नहीं है अभी, यानी कि किसी के रिमोट कंट्रोल की ज़रूरत नहीं है। ये जीपीएस को फॉलो करके ये ऑटोनोमस टेक ऑफ से फ्लाई करके एकदम मिशन एक वे पॉइंट्स देके ये अपने आप में उड़ेगा, अपने आप में आके लैंड करेगा। तो यही इसके ऊपर मैं अभी डेवलपमेंट का काम चला रहा हूँ।
Shubhanjan has also equipped it with bomb dropping and rocket launching abilities. Though he admits they are essentially rudimentary and he needs expert guidance as well as access to superior technology to make his prototype effective. The good news is, despite all odds, he is working on it to deliver a unique unmanned aerial vehicle that is made in India. Good News Report, headlines today.
Would you like to own a single-seat vehicle capable of crossing all kinds of terrain? Rocky, sandy, muddy, slippery. Would be cool, right? Here's a look at one such cool car designed by a group of engineering students.
This is an all-terrain vehicle. And it is entirely made of indigenous technology designed by a group of young engineering students from Mumbai. It took them 5 months to put Rother 2 together.
Experience was pretty adventurous. There was a kind of fear too when I first started driving this vehicle. But ultimately I gained the confidence in my own designs, the things we manufactured. As a whole team, when we put our efforts into designing as well as manufacturing, I gained confidence and now I'm not scared of it.
The single-seater vehicle can cross all terrains like rocky, watery or slippery surfaces and can climb down stairs as well. And that's not all. Rother 2 has a light gearbox that produces torque for hill climb up to 45 degrees. And its super powerful air suspension allows this car to jump from ramps. With 305cc 10 HP engine, it can run at a maximum speed of 55 kilometers per hour.
Cushioning effect of the car is very important for such kind of vehicles. It doesn't have a spring, so that there is a transmission of force. In fact, it has a compressed air which absorbs all kind of energy, and I'm pretty comfortable with the vehicle.
Rother 2 has already won accolades for its student innovators. The team won Best Design Award at a competition held in South Africa recently. With cameraman Mangesh Sawant, Mayuresh Ganpate, Bureau Report for Headlines Today.
That's all we could pack into this edition of Good News Today. You can send us your feedback, tweet the team at HLT Good News. We're leaving you with pictures sent by the Mars Orbiter as it completes 6 months inside the orbit of the Red Planet.